What's up, guys? Welcome to Between the Lines, the best baseball show on YouTube. I'll guarantee you that. I'm joined by the one and only Grant Mitchell.
Hey!
What are you doing? You look like a freaking dumbass doing that. Don't do that. Just
I did it last time. I'm keeping continuity with my appearances.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I don't remember you doing that the last time you joined me on the show. So.
All right. Well, maybe I know all the fans out there did. I'm a memorable person. All right. You're just caught in a day-to-day cycle. I come in, I spice it up. You should be thanking me, if anything.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for gracing me with your presence in between your busy schedule, Grant. I'm so happy you are here. All right. We got a comment from Will Reed already. Intro gets me every time. So sick. Will, I cannot wait to see you tomorrow on Parlay Power Hour. Like, I got my freaking alarm set. I'm ready to go. Parlay Power Hour tomorrow with Will Reed. Is Jack Fratboy coming, Will? Let us know in the comments. But yeah, the intro, RJ, great. I don't know if you've ever met RJ, but RJ is like the best video designer in the world. The best.
Yeah.
Amazing. Flat out amazing. What would rate that intro on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's on, like, no joke. It's a 10. Like, all favors, that's my friend aside. Like, that intro is amazing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 12, Grant. You messed up there. Wrong answer. All right. Let's get into it, Grant. Let's get into it, G-Money. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network as usual, guys. Got the best freaking content on YouTube. Baseball, basketball, soccer. I don't think we have soccer yet. I say soccer all the time, but nobody cares. But we do have horse racing tomorrow morning, Friday, 8 a.m., guys, 8 a.m. Eastern time. So lock that up. And also Caesar Sportsbook, risk-free bet to $5,000, Sports 20 RF, Michigan, Tennessee, Indiana, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, New Jersey. Lock it up on Caesar Sportsbook, guys. All right, comment. Jack Fratboy status unknown. Okay, well, tell him to get his shit together. All right, Grant, let's get right into it tonight. The first question here, Will, you're going to like this. Tanner and Grant step into a steel cage. Who wins? You can go first and tell me why you would win, and then I will tell you why you are going to lose.
Okay. Well, I'm not necessarily going to make the case on why I'm going to win. Here's how I think it will go, right? We're both relatively tall people. I'm 6'1", closer to average in your world, especially as an offensive lineman, but you're 6'3", right? Or are you 6'4"?
3.5, I would say. Yeah, 6'3.5".
Okay.
So, if they listed me on like a UFC thing, I'd be 6'3.5". Actually, 6'3 5/8".
Oh, well, if I played basketball, I'd be 6'5", so it's fine.
Yeah,
so I'm 6'1".
Tall. That's how
we'll round you up. That's how math works. So I'm 6'1", Tanner's 6'4". We've both got decent reach. We both do have good stamina too. I was a track runner for a long time. My PR was a 4:36 mile, which is nothing amazing, but it's pretty fast for an average athlete. Tanner, now an ultra marathoner, made a wild transition from being an offensive lineman. Those are two things that you don't usually accomplish in one lifetime, so props to him. So we both have decent cardio. Obviously, I have the better cardio in terms of VO2 max, and I can give it more in one burst because I am faster than Tanner has ever even thought that was possible. So there is that. I will put that out there. Even in a 40-yard dash, I would have smoked your shit back in the day. I'll do it right now, honestly, if you wanted to. So I have that going for me. Tanner has the natural strength. He has the bone density. He's been hit before. I might be a little brittle because I didn't really play many contact sports growing up. Soccer, basketball, that's about it. But if you look at what we're doing right now, when I go to the gym, I do explosive movements. I do lateral movements. Tanner is just out there running, doing his long runs. And I lived that life before. So I know the capabilities of someone who's only doing that. I'm tall enough to have a good frame, but I have the center of gravity on him. I take Tanner to the ground, get him in a reverse chokehold. It's night and night. I take a picture, edit it on Canva, put it up on the top of the Sports 2.0 network. Tanner Kern throws -200 odds in debut fight. That's how it would go.
Grant, you don't know me. First of all, okay, my cardio is better than you. I can run farther distances than you. Who cares if you can run a faster mile time than me? All right, what's that going to do for you? When I got you in a freaking chokehold, just beating the shit out of you, what does that have?
20 miles. I ran 20 miles at a sub-7 pace.
Ooh, I ran more
on an easy day.
Marathons than you. I ran more marathons. You've never run a marathon.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't, but what does that? What does that matter? I ran 20 miles on an easy day.
I went out for a 20-mile long run today and ran at a 6-minute pace. Like, I'm Grant Mitchell. Who nobody gives a shit, Grant. If we step into the steel cage, I will whoop your ass. That's what it comes down to. Rough and Rowdy Sports 2.0 Network Edition. Grant versus Tanner. Give us a month. Give us 2 months to train. My reach is better than you. My cardio is better than you. I'm stronger than you. I will kill you inside a steel cage, Grant.
Your natural instinct is to be on the back foot. This is what you're used to. This is what you're used to. You know what I'm doing? I'm coming at you. I'm jumping in and I'm taking you down.
I never liked pass pro. I just like run the football, okay? I'm going to road grade your ass. That's what it comes down to. We got a comment here. All right, Will read these guys in their long distance runs. Will, you're just a psycho. You're just a freaking wrestler. Will's a psycho. And with Grant, actually, honestly, Will would probably beat us both up in a steel cage because he's got the wrestling background. I did wrestle as a freshman in high school, just to let you know, though, Grant.
Oh, yeah, and you're a spring chicken, right? No, you're old. You're on your way out.
Grant, you were a Division III cross country where I would have freaking ate you for breakfast.
I was a Division III. Like, and to all the people out there, Tanner likes to demean me. I've told him the story. I held multiple D1 offers, but I wanted to be a star instead of just another guy. So D3 crowd out there, I'm representing you, and I'm doing it proudly too.
Okay. Grant, you know, it's not the D3 nature. It's just the fact of the matter is, Grant, I could have eaten you. You know how much I used to eat back in the day, Grant? So many calories, so many freaking calories. All right, we got a comment here. We got a new Twitch listener tonight. T-Bond22. He says, we got 3 comments. Gal, Uppo, and score the goals. LOL. Oh, we got a little chirper tonight. You're a fat. Let's go. We got a little chirper tonight. Anyways, keep them coming, man. We love the chirpers in here because we love going back at you guys.
Wait, who's
the fat ass?
Yeah, who's fat? Whoa.
Both our freaking body fat percentages are below 10%. We're both fat asses? Come on.
Hold on. I've got abs. Like I will not strip on this camera, but I will do it for you if you want to set it up on a FaceTime. We can compare who's fatter between me and you.
Love it. All right, we're ready to go. Very good. That was a good intro. We're ready to ride here. We riding, Grant. We riding on Thursday night. Let's go. AL East race is heating up. Here we got more chirpers. Know it. Now I don't understand. He said he wants to get on a FaceTime with you, Grant. So you might be in for a little treat.
I'm gonna be on my magic mic. This jersey's gonna get unbuttoned.
Grant, I ain't getting it. Grant, stop. Come on. Well, all right. You know what? You got to feed into him a little bit, but then you got to throw him away. All right. We have the power to put the comments. I had a guy advertise his business today on MLB Daily Pick, so I thought that was awesome. But I was like, again, no free shout outs. You gotta earn those shout outs. Anyways,
Start it over. No one heard that.
Start it over. Clip it. Start it over. AL East race is heating up. First of all, I think the main thing we got to talk about is the Baltimore Orioles are the best team in baseball right now. Since Wednesday, they're 2-0. They're outscoring their opponents by a margin of 23-7. The Orioles are back. 19-game losing streak. They slashed that. They're 2-0. Season started on Wednesday. They got the Rays coming to town this weekend, Grant. Actually, you know what's funny? Today, Keegan Aiken was sensational. He gave up a home run to Shohei Ohtani to start the game, and then after that, he dialed in. He went 7 innings, I believe. It was just lights out. What's your thought?
And there's no shame in giving up a run to Ohtani either. Like he was great.
Yeah. No, I mean, he was sensational, and he actually got his first win of the season. He's 1-8 now, or 1-7. So that's big time. Good for Aiken. This chirper. We get the chirper. What's he saying? You better see that football.
I don't know. It's disjointed English. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, we can't. You got it, dude. You got to put a sentence together if we're going to put you on the screen. AL East race is heating up. So anyways, Baltimore's good. Now, what do you think they're going to do against the Rays this weekend? How do you think they come out? Because today, I mean, we really did not think they were going to do anything. They come out, they dominate today. Fun to watch. Think they have a chance to upset the Rays at all this weekend? They got the Rays coming to Baltimore.
I do think they could take one. I'd be crazy to say that I think they're going to win this series. The thing about the Orioles is that, as bad as they have been, and this streak, well, they've been bad all season, but somehow this streak has made them seem worse than they actually are, that 19-game losing streak. And, all season long, we've been saying, yeah, the Orioles suck, but they have pieces, especially on offense, that could be on a winning team a couple of years from now. And, obviously you've got a couple big names leading that list, but they are decent and they do come out and they try. They don't roll over, and that's admirable when they've lost, I think, twice as many games as they've won. So I think they are going to give their Rays their best shot. It's probably most likely the Rays sweep the series, but I would give the Orioles one game in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Orioles, their kind of MOL season has been like, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. Cedric Mullins, Trey Mancini, Anthony Santander. Like, they got some Austin Hayes. They got some guys in that lineup that actually have kind of a name to them. When you look at the pitching's an issue, obviously. You got John Means going, but other than that, it's a little slim down there. I know Matt Harvey's dialed in right now. You got what's his name? Keegan Aiken on the mound throwing gems. But realistically, they need a pitcher. They have a really good farm system. But in the coming years, you know who the AL East is going to belong to, G-Money?
I do. I know my answer. I think it might differ from yours.
We'll say it on three. I'm being partial or non-biased right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
There you go. Yeah, the Blue Jays. No doubt about it. Blue Jays, they are going to be the best team in the American League East in the coming seasons. Now, you got to think, okay, the Yankees have money to play with. The Red Sox have money to play with, so that factors into it. Rays are always going to be good, but I do think the Blue Jays get the job done in the coming years in the AL East.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Hey, by the way, I didn't get to bring this up. Do you like my baseball jersey? It's actually a basketball jersey. It's a LeBron James baseball jersey. What are your thoughts?
You know where you got that? At like freaking Six Flags at the basketball shoot. That's where you got it, isn't it?
No, that's not where I got it.
Did you actually?
That was funny though. That was very funny.
If you ordered that, that's embarrassing, Grant. Don't tell.
I did order. Absolutely. It's the king. It's the king.
How much did that cost you?
I think like $70, something like that.
$70 on that? Holy shit.
Dude, it's pretty sweet. Like it's got palm trees and everything. This is like your ultimate barbecue grill out shirt.
Yeah, it's like your darty shirt, Grant. It's like your darty.
Yeah. That too. Well, I'm old and I don't drink alcohol.
There you go. Amen, sister. Amen. All right. So AL East race here. Grant, your jersey's stupid, by the way. AL East, mine's better. Trey Mancini. Lock it up. Come back.
I would make fun of you if it wasn't Trey Mancini. And the Orioles are the best team in baseball. Right now.
Orioles are the best team in baseball, so this jersey is a hot commodity. But I would never wear it if it wasn't Trey Mancini. I mean, I'm a diehard baby. But the reason best story in baseball. That's the one thing the Orioles have going for him this year. I think we should talk about Trey Mancini here for a minute. I mean, the dude is just unreal. Coming back, stage 3 colon cancer. You know what he did actually in game 1? He took like him and I forget who it was. Another one of their players was taking sage and like rubbing it all around the clubhouse and like sniffing it and stuff. I saw that on ESPN today. I'm like, what? But again, it worked. They come out 2 straight wins.
One thing I do want to say on the Trey Mancini note, and there's probably a 0.1% chance this guy is listening. But for those who don't know, I'm a student at Virginia Tech, as you can tell right here. And I also cover sports for them down here. And I've met one person along the way named JJ Singleton. I think he's from North Carolina. I could be wrong on that. Again, there's very, very low chance that he's listening to this right now. But this guy is one of the most positive people that I've ever met. He has colon cancer as well. He's gone through over 100 rounds of treatment. I think he's been in and out of the hospital since 2016. I might have messed that up, but I think I remember seeing something about 5 years. And he is the kindest, most supportive, most encouraging, has the most positive outlook of probably anybody that I've ever met. So again, he's probably not listening, but on the off chance that he is, I really just want him to hear this and say that, I appreciate you for all that you are.
Great. How old?
I think he would be just out of college, if I'm not mistaken.
That's so young. Like, that's so young for colon cancer. Even like Trey Mancini, like 29 is very young for colon cancer. So, good luck to your friend. Good luck to Mancini, cancer-free, but hopefully he stays away. Hopefully cancer, we get a cure and all that. But we appreciate that, Grant. This kid's still at it, man. This kid's still at it. Wait, we got a comment from him. I will say a prayer for him. Got to get his English
That's very nice. He was probably the first person I would say that actively followed me in my sports writing career. Every time I tweeted, an article, he was liking it, retweeting it, dropping a comment on it. So he's my guy.
Cool. Awesome. So, all right, AL East. Do we have to talk about the Yankees? Got to talk about the Yankees.
Got to talk about the Yankees. 11 in a row, right?
Yeah. So you start talking. I want to get the standings up here. See how far back they are. I think they're 4.5 back going into tonight. Yeah, 4.5 back. Rays are leading. Red Sox are 7.5 back. If the season ended today, it would be Red Sox going to the Bronx to play the Yankees in the wild card, and then the Rays. The winner would play the Rays.
Well, you know what I really want to talk about with the Yankees, don't you? Well, you might not, but Joey Gallo is hitting .143. Okay, at the trade deadline, Joey Gallo got traded. He got traded or ahead of the trade deadline. He was dealt before Rizzo, and everybody was saying, "We got him. We got the lefty. The short porch is alive. This is what we needed." I was saying, "No, it's not." Joey Gallo does not move the needle. At the very best, it doesn't move. It might even move backwards with him. And if you want to look at individual performances, that is what's happened, because he has not been, he didn't have pressure with where he was playing before in Texas. Now that you're going to I think New York is the biggest market. It's either New York or LA. You're in one of the two biggest markets in the world. You're hitting .143 across 24 games. You've got 4 home runs. And though he started off pretty slowly in terms of home runs too, not like he's hot now. Rizzo has been, first of all, the team has come alive around him, but Rizzo's arrival, I think, single-handedly changed the direction of this team. And that's what you and I were saying too. We were saying, yes, Rizzo is the guy. He's the one who gives you confidence that, yeah, now you're a playoff threat. Gallo, my phrase was, he made you more of what you already are. You hit some home runs, you strike out a lot. You think you should win, but you're not going to. So Yankees are playing very well, but still, we can't overlook how bad Joey Gallo has been.
Yeah, I mean, I might challenge you on that a little bit. Not the fact that he's been bad, but the sense of that didn't help them. I mean, they needed a power hitting lefty, and that was one of the guys on the market. They happened to get Anthony Rizzo as well, which helped. But like you said, Rizzo has been the main factor there, and I think Rizzo's arrival also caused Luke Voit to wake up a little bit, which has been good for them, because Luke Voigt's like, oh shit, they're trying to replace me now. And it's worked, because Luke Voigt's actually dialed in right now with the Anthony Rizzo. I mean, the lineup's filthy. That's what it's always been. Pitching, they're a little short on. If they go into a 1-game wild card, do I think we can beat them here in Boston, or in the Bronx? Can the Red Sox go to the Bronx and beat them? Yes, I do. I genuinely think we can. We've done it before. We won the season series. Even if they sweep us in the final 3 games or whatever, we've won the season series. So I think we can go in and beat them. But the Yankees are good. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the Yankees are really good with Garrett Cole on the bump. And yeah, I think they did what the Red Sox needed to do. They went out and they spent money. And they spent money. Or I wouldn't say they spent money. The Cubs are still paying Rizzo's salary. They gave away their whole farm. They gave away a lot of it in their farm.
They mortgaged the future.
Yeah, they suffered the future. But the thing is, they're the New York Yankees, and they can do that because they have the money. So they could throw the future away. I mean, as long as they didn't give up Jason Dominguez. Yeah, I think it's Jason Dominguez, like their number 1 prospect, is like 17 years old, and he's about 6'1" or 5'11", 300 pounds. Just hits absolute nukes and can run like a 4.2 40 or whatever, or 60, whatever time. I don't know, but as long as they gave up prospects because they have money. We're the New York Yankees. We're going to spend money. We're going to be good no matter what. So let's go win this year. And they're going to do that. Now, their fate's going to be decided in a 1-game wild card. Do you think they catch the Rays at all? I don't think they have a chance.
No chance.
Yeah.
The Rays, I feel like, I'm a broken record, but we both said it. You can't point at one thing and say this is why the Rays are the best team, in baseball, or the best team in the AL. They just win games. Sometimes they score a lot. Sometimes they don't. They limit errors. They convert their opportunities. They've got solid pitching. They just win, and it's been working well for them, because the Yankees and the Red Sox, on paper, you can make the case that they're more talented, or you could make the case that their expectations should be higher, but they don't have the consistency that the Rays do. So I don't see them giving up their lead.
Well, the Rays are kind of like the Giants of the National League, even though the Giants have a much bigger payroll than the Rays, I believe. I haven't looked at it, but I feel like it's a lot bigger. I think the Rays are around $25 million, which is just insane. But with the Rays, I mean, yeah, they do everything right. Some nights they hit, some nights they play defense, but they win games. And they're doing it without Tyler Glasnow too, which is the most remarkable thing. I mean, that when he tore his UCL, I was like, all right, these guys are done. And he's not going to be back till I think the middle of next year, the way it looks right now. So shout out to them. I mean, shout out to Kevin Cash for putting together another winning club, winning mentality there. Their whole front office, man, it's been fun to watch. So they're probably going to win the East. Yankees will be second. If the Red Sox will finish third in the division, I don't know if they'll be the wild card team or the Oakland will be the wild card team. Hopefully the Yankees win. I'm the biggest Yankee fan in the world tonight, Grant. We need the Yankees to beat the Oakland Athletics tonight. Go Yankees.
And I think they will too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll always say Caprillions on the bump against Tyon. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be tight. But anything else about the AL East here?
That's all I've got for that one.
Yeah, that's all right. Next time, well, Orioles are hot. We can throw that up. Dodgers Padres thriller goes 16 innings. I wrote an article on this today. Well, not really on this. I focused on Blake Snell. Blake Snell absolutely was dealing. And you know what? I look at Blake Snell's whole career. He won the Cy Young in 2018, I believe. He was very, very good that year, like a 1.8 ERA, very low. But that's kind of been an outlier. Like Blake Snell hasn't been superb his whole career by any means, but this year he just looks like he flat out can't pitch a lot. You know, he's been good some nights, bad other. Like I said, he's been excellent, great, good, bad, horrendous, like can't pitch. And he's been more to the can't pitch side this year. But last night he goes 7.2, longest start of his career, 120 something pitches last night, 10 strikeouts. Like the dude was just sensational. What a game.
And you know what was interesting too is that Will Reed, who you mentioned is going to be joining us tomorrow, former Parlay Power Hour co-host, returning tomorrow. Blake Snell was his over king this year. You know, we anointed Matt Harvey the over king. Garrett Richards was the over king. Matt Manning was the over king. Will said, you know, Blake Snell is the over king now. Every time I pick him, he gives up 6-7 earned runs, and he wasn't lying. So for him to come out like that, I mean, of course, the Padres and the Padres and the Dodgers have given us good series this season. But for him to come out like that was a statement on, you know, what he can still do. You know, he might have lost his momentum, maybe some self-belief, but he showed just how talented he is in that game.
Yeah, and I will say one thing about Blake Snell. I got a good stat for you, Grant. You know why he hasn't been successful this year? He leads the league in walks, and he's given up home runs. And when you lead the league in walks and you give up home runs, you're not going to have a good career. I mean, that's it. Look what he did against Dodgers. Did not walk a soul in his longest start of the year. So he obviously has the command. But it's a damn shame for me. Like, obviously, I want the Dodgers to win that game. I do want to see the Dodgers win the division. But it really doesn't matter because if the Dodgers win the division or the Giants win the division, we're going to get that matchup in the NLDS. But I really, really wanted to see the Padres win that game last night because as good as Walker Buehler was, Walker was sensational, as usual, but we expect him to be sensational. Blake Snell pitched his ass off. Like, that was just a heroic effort. We're going to be talking about that pitching effort when we talk about Blake Snell for a long time, and it's a shame that he didn't get the win.
Yeah, it is absolutely disappointing on an individual standpoint, but you know, on the flip side, let's also look at Walker Buehler. Of course, he gets enough praise as it is, but he's about to go under a 2 ERA for the season. He's thrown under 2. I think he's been around 1.6 and 1.7 for the past 3 months. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. And I mean, how long does he have to go at this sort of standard before we start putting him with the all-time greats?
You know, it's amazing too, Grant. Like, he wasn't supposed to be in the All-Star game. He was a late addition to the All-Star game because, you know, he was the biggest All-Star snub by far, you know, and then a bunch of guys opted out or whatever, and he got in. I want to see his future odds to win. I want to see the National League Cy Young future odds here.
I think he was around minus 150, if I'm not mistaken.
So to win the Cy, yeah, plus 100 right now. He's ahead of Corbin Burns and Zach Wheeler and Brandon Woodruff. So he's the front runner to win the National League Cy Young this year. And that's a guy that didn't make the All-Star game. Like, realistically, you know, if everyone plays in the All-Star game, he's not going to the All-Star game. So, I mean, just sensational. I love watching Walker Buehler pitch, man. And I love watching Blake Snell pitch last night. It was just a great, great game. Like, I love that kind of baseball where we're not hitting the ball a million feet out of the yard every time. We're just straight up pitching. It was great.
And I talked about it. It was my closing salvo on Parlay Power Hour this morning. You can go back and look at it if you missed it. But again, you know, as great as the pitching was, the home runs in the extras were also great too. You know, it was a fitting end to the game. The Dodgers go up. Tatis responds. He's 0 for 6 on the night. His 7th at bat, he goes up and he hits a 2-run home run to tie it in the bottom of the 15th. And then Pollock comes back with a 2-run home run in the next inning. It was a sensational game if you made it to the end.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing? I want to talk about Tatis. As much as praise as Tatis gets, I love the dude. I mean, I think I've fallen in love with Fernando Tatis Jr. this year. I think because Shohei Ohtani got so much praise around the All-Star game, and now, like, the Ohtani craze is kind of like the Orioles shoved him yesterday or 2 days ago, Wednesday. The Orioles absolutely shoved him. We got Tatis is just dialed in right now. The dude has missed so many games this year with injuries, and he's like the home run leader. He's going to be the MVP. Like, and he's 23?
22. Is he 22 or 23? One of them.
Like, he makes me feel bad about myself.
Well, so do I. So it's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could whoop your ass in a steel cage, but no big deal.
Whatever. Someone dropped the sportsbook betting odds for us, and we'll put them up on Parlay Power Hour tomorrow morning.
Rough and Rowdy Sports 2.0 Network Edition. Rough and Rowdy. We're going to get in a steel cage, and I'm going to fight you at Disney World in Orlando.
All right, sounds good.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, just Fernando Tatis. I want to get his stats up here, but not just sensational. I mean,
if I recall correctly, he's .284, 35 home runs, and 78 RBIs.
Let's see how good you are here. I want to see how many he's played in. All right, so he's .284. Yeah, slash line 284 batting average, 366 OBP. Leads the league in slugging with 648. Leads the league in OPS 1.014. He's got an OPS over 1,000. That's legit. OPS plus, he's leading the league in home runs with 35, 100 hits on the season. He has played in 96 games. So how many games have they had? How many games has there been? We're coming down to.
I can look up their record real quick.
He's missed over 30 games this year.
Yeah, he has to have, right? Okay, yeah. They've played 128 games.
All right, so yeah, he's missed 34 games, 33 games, 32 games in that range. I wasn't a math major, Grant.
How many RBIs was it?
It was, let's see here. It was 78 RBI. So he's on.
Come on, I'm 3 for 3. Come on, give me the love. I earned it.
Realistically, I give you the love, Grant. I give you the lie. I still beat your ass in a steel cage. But so realistically, he's on pace. He's on pace for 40. He's going to hit 40, 100 with ease. He probably, I mean, that's a stretch. Do you think that's a stretch to hit 50 with playoffs? I mean, if they're not going, they might not even make the playoffs. So I think he's going to be.
Yeah, if I were setting the over-under mark, I would put it somewhere around 43, 44.
Yeah, if he got 45, 110, that'd be pretty impressive. I think he's definitely. I mean, 4,100 is an unbelievable season there. So I mean, for a 23, especially if you would have played like Tatis is going to be a 50 home run guy in the coming years when not consistently. I mean, he can't hit 50 consistently, but he's going to be a dude that hits 50, no doubt, like multiple times in his career. He's going to be in San Diego for another at least 11 years, right? 12 years. I think the contract was signed a year ago. So, I mean, Dude's legit, man. I love watching him play baseball. I want to see him play in person so bad. And I got to get his jersey, too. That's on the list. I got Mac Jones jersey #1. Got to get that. And then going to get Tatis.
Did you see the ESPN on-field interview with him about what it takes to be an MVP?
No. Was it good?
It was just funny looking at him because he's in a team T-shirt that he clearly himself just took scissors to and cut the sleeves off of because it's horrible. It's like the first time in your life you try to make a cutoff, and he has like pretty much no noticeable chest muscles, and then he has freaking gorilla arms that are just exploding next to the reporter. It was funny just to look at.
That's what baseball players have. They have like the big ass forearms because it's all like forearm power. Like you see like some of the freeze pictures, like when they're their forearms look like they're freaking got HGH injected into them, even though they don't, but that's what it looks like. All right. So Dodgers Padres thriller. Do the Dodgers. Wow. Dodgers.
That's a new low.
It's been a long day of work. Okay. G Money. Do the Dodgers win the National League West, Grant?
We have been talking about this for a couple months now, and I have been firm in saying no up until now. This is the closest I've been to saying yes. For all the reasons that I'm sure you're going to mention, how they've been playing, how they should play, their roster on paper, all the signs point to them winning this division. But the simple fact is that's been the case the whole season. And I know they got even better. Trey Turner, Max Scherzer, Danny Duffy, when he comes back, maybe he can prove to be an impact. He's not going to get the headlines because of who they've already got over there. The team ERA is almost under 3, which is ridiculous. But they have gotten better. But all year long, the Giants have held them off. So the Giants have also answered the call. That's important, especially I think the Dodgers won the first 3 series of the season, and then the Giants I think they've only lost 2 games against the Dodgers since then, and they swept them in one of the series. So I think the next series between them is going to tell us a lot. I don't expect either team to get swept. If they do, then that's obviously a very clear indication of what's to come, putting injuries to the side. But just because of how consistent they've been I would say it's a battle to the end, and the Giants still get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Dodgers. I don't know, Grant. I think the Dodgers will win the division. I really do. And maybe it's because I just have this preconceived notion in my head that they're the best team in baseball. But what the Giants have done to fend these guys off is remarkable. Like the fact of the matter, what'd you say earlier today? The Dodgers have won how many?
Dodgers have won 15 of 17, and they're still 2.5 games behind.
Yeah, they didn't make up much. So that's been pretty amazing, pretty remarkable. And Dodgers, both teams, I don't know if the Giants have played that rough of a schedule in that stretch, but the Dodgers have played a really rough schedule. So the Dodgers have risen to the occasion too. And they got a tough one tonight. I mean, they got to beat the Padres tonight because they got to beat the Padres. Long day. Who the Giants got to beat, Grant?
Tonight they're playing the Mets. The Giants' recent matchups have been Mets, Athletics, Mets, Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Brewers. That's all in that 15-ish game stretch.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, I think the Dodgers win, but I mean, I can see them not winning too. That's what it comes down to. I hope the Dodgers win, but it would be pretty cool to see the Giants win because they've earned it. Quite frankly, they've gone out and they have earned it. So it's going to be an exciting race down the stretch. We got it's almost September. We got 1 month left, Grant. 1 month till playoff baseball, and there is nothing like playoff baseball.
My honest expectation is the Giants will close out the season with the best record in baseball, and then they will lose to the Dodgers in the playoffs, which is very unfortunate, but I think that's what it's going to be.
In a 5-game series, I do like the Dodgers over the Giants 100% because I just think they have so many weapons they can throw at you over 5 games. But again, you never know. The way the Giants have been playing, I shouldn't count them out by any means. All right, so we look at the World Series odds courtesy of Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, guys, Caesar Sportsbook, risk-free bet up to $5,000, sports 20 RF on when you're registering. Los Angeles Dodgers at plus 300, Astros plus 475, White Sox plus 650, and then the list goes on and on. We got the Brewers, the Giants, the Yankees, the Rays. I believe the next 2 teams are the Braves and the Red Sox. Red Sox might have a little difficulty getting there. But you got the Dodgers at plus 300. That's my bet right now. If I'm locking up, I'm going all in on this team to win.
I have a question for you, Tanner, and I'm asking you for a reason because you call it the Cupcake Central. Do you have any sort of faith in the White Sox? Because they have won some big games this season. Obviously, they don't have the toughest schedule, but they've done well against bigger teams, and they've got, lethal pitching at times.
See, in the American League Championship Series, if we get let's break this down. We're not going to get Houston, Chicago. It's going to be their first round matchup. It's going to be New York, Tampa Bay, Boston, Tampa Bay, or Oakland, Tampa Bay. Then it's going to be Houston, Chicago. In a 5-game series, I can see Chicago beating the Astros. But Houston has owned Chicago this year, so you got to keep that in mind. But again, playoffs, anything can happen. It's hard to say. I mean, I respect Chicago. Don't get me wrong. I think Alec has opened my eyes a little bit to the team that they have. And do I think they're that good? No, I don't think they play well against good teams, but they have gotten better against good teams as the season goes on. But I mean, I'm an Astros guy. I'm not an Astro. I don't like the Astros, but I think they have a very talented team.
I was very high on the Astros for most of the season. Even when they were losing games that you didn't expect, it's the freaking Astros. They can score 30 runs if they really put their mind to it. But they have been inconsistent. I mean, if we're keeping it, their regular season record's only a game better than the Sox, and they were way ahead of them earlier in the year. So I was fully on board with the Astros for a long time, but they scare me just a little bit. Like you said, in a 5-game series, they can go cold. So who's to say they don't get a slow start? They lose the first 2 games. Now they've got to win 3 straight. I think it's possible the Astros get knocked out somewhat early.
See, Grant, though, I wouldn't take that methodology, if that's the right word here, because the Astros have been there before. That's the one thing that they have over the White Sox. They've been there before. They know how to win in the playoffs. And to top it off, they are the most hated team in baseball, and they love it. They love that. They love that reputation. Realistically, Grant, I want if the Reds taking the Red Sox aside, because who knows if they get in. I think the coolest thing. I want the Red Sox, first of all, so we don't clip this and tweet it back at me and, saying I'm not a Red Sox fan. Red Sox to win the American League would be number 1, obviously, for me. But in just a perfect world, the coolest sporting event, not perfect world is Red Sox winning, but in another scenario I wouldn't mind seeing if the Red Sox were not in it would be the Houston Astros playing against the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series. I think that would be very cool. Back in 2017, I went to Game 4 at Yankee Stadium. It was the coolest sporting experience I've ever seen. That was the year the Astros were cheating. And I think that would be one wild environment, those teams going at it at Yankee Stadium. But again,
absolutely.
Yeah. So if I have to pick a team to win, get the Astros or the White Sox, I want the Astros to make it all the way to the American League Championship Series and then get beat in the American League Championship Series.
Yeah, and one thing about, first of all, the environment at those stadiums, especially, the Yankee Stadium, going against the Astros, that would be unbelievable. If we can take a little memory of Aaron Judge doing this right before the All-Star break, it's clear that not only do those guys don't like each other, but they're going to vocalize it, and that's what the playoffs are about. Obviously, the play gets increased, but it's also about the storylines that are going on. So I'm 100% with you. I think that would be an incredible series. But I also think, if I can speak for you here, and I think I can, the World Series that would be the most entertaining for the neutral fan is the Astros versus the Dodgers. Am I right in saying you would agree with that?
The rematch. You get the rematch. That's what it comes down. You want that. Well, realistically, I mean, so the Dodgers were beat by the Astros. They were beat by the Red Sox in 2018. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good storylines heading in the playoffs this year. You got Yankees versus Red Sox in the wild card. That's always going to be fun. A one game, like baseball never comes down to one game. So the rare occasions that it does, like that's super exciting. And then in the National League, you're going to get Dodgers, Giants in the wild card, most likely. That's going to be super exciting. Then the National League Championship Series will not be as exciting as that division series. But when you go to, because it's going to be Dodgers, Brewers, I believe, and that's going to be whatever. Then in the American League, you're going to get Yankees, Astros, Yankees, White Sox, Red Sox, Astros, Red Sox, White Sox, Rays, Astros, Rays, White Sox. You're going to get one of those combinations. So that's going to be very exciting. I can't wait. I want to see the Astros in the American League Championship Series against the Red Sox or the Yankees. I don't like, as much as I hate the Rays, like the Rays just aren't fun to watch in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. So this will be my last question, my last thing for you here. Safe to say we both, if we had to pick right now, gun to our head, we're taking the Dodgers to win the World Series. They lose for whatever reason. They lose a best of one. So now the Dodgers are completely out. Are we then going with the Giants as the World Series favorites?
No, you're going to go to the American League. I think you go to the American League and you take the Astros. You take the Astros or the White Sox, I would say, over them. I mean, just because the Arsenal, like you look at, money wins, Grant. Like money and talent wins. The Giants are good. They've been putting all the pieces together. But when we're talking a 7-game or a 5-game playoff series, and a lot of these guys, I mean, there is a core that's been there. Like the core has been there since the World Series run back in the day. But like money wins. The Giants spend money, but like their team's just not as talented when it comes down to, I know they're winning games, but when you look at it on paper, Grant, they don't have the team to win the World Series. And if they do, I'll be shocked. But,
I don't know. I think that Chris Bryant move just
that helped. Yeah. That helped.
Not only did it help, the talent level, I think it helped the team, that mindset, exactly what you're talking about. Those teams that have been there before, those teams that have the higher pedigree. I think when you bring him in, that makes everybody else think, holy shit, we can win the World Series this year. So I wouldn't count them out.
I wouldn't count them out either. But again, you got the Dodgers who know how to win in the playoffs. The Dodgers.
Well, this was assuming the Dodgers are gone.
Yeah, I know, but they're not going to be, Grant. They're not.
They're not.
Make the assumption. If the Reds go play the Dodgers in a 1-game wild card and the Dodgers lose to the Reds at Dodger Stadium, that will be the most embarrassing thing in the world. When you can throw 3 Cy Young, well, not 3. You can throw multiple Cy Young winners. You're going to throw a future Cy Young winner, Walker Buehler. He'll start. You got Clayton Kershaw. You got Julio Urias. You got David Price.
Max Scherzer.
Clayton Kershaw. Kenley Jansen. I mean, like the Blake Trinan, Joe Kelly, like these.
You didn't even talk about your guy Julio.
I said Julio. I said
Oh,
Julio.
my bad.
You got so many guys you can throw at them, so it's just, and you got the lineup. Like they can't lose to the Reds. You lose a 1-game wild card game to the Reds, like I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Grant. So it's going to be Dodgers Giants. Get ready for it. It's going to be Dodgers Giants. Yankees Red Sox is a stretch for the wild card right now. It's too early to tell. But the National League is locked up. Dodgers Giants in the NLDS.
Yeah, 100% agree.
All right, final thoughts, G Money.
Final thoughts. Oh, I already gave my final thoughts this morning. I'll go throw it back to my guy JJ. Thank you for all your support. I hope you're watching, even though you're probably not. And to the people who are watching, make sure you subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network. Well, Tanner, a couple months ago we had 20 subscribers, and now we're well over 1,000. We are clear. So big shout out to everybody out there, and let's keep it coming.
My final thought is, if me and Grant step into a steel cage, I will kick his ass. There will be no doubt. You'll get D1 offensive line, large pizza eating Tanner Kern coming for you, Grant, and you will not stand a chance. That does it for the show tonight, guys. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network. Risk-free bet, Caesar Sportsbook. Risk-free up to $5,000, Sports 20 RF. Grant, I hope you come back and join me on Between the Lines. It's been fun.
Yeah, and, I've enjoyed myself.
Yeah, you should. It's a good show. It's a good show. It's the best show. Best show on the network. Peace out, everyone. We'll talk to you next week for another episode.